I'm Marran. Today, we're going to talk about chainflex cables that igus makes specifically for use in continuous flexing applications and how they actually perform their ROI, return on investment. A lot of times when we look at cablings and we're looking at the cost of things, we compare two simple things, the price per foot of cable A and the price per foot of cable B. We don't typically look further than that, but there are different mechanical abilities for each of the different cables that translate to what your return is. Today, we'll take a look at some of those examples. So here we are at igus.com on our website, and in the search engine, I've entered a part number, CF5-1504. So this is a PVC jacketed cable that is a 16 gauge 4-conductor configuration. It's one of the popular cables that we typically sell quite often, and it has a 600 volt rating, so it can be used in many different applications. Here you can see that the price is $1.62 per foot. Now another cable that also has 16 gauge and 4 conductors, but instead of the PVC jacket, it has a TPE jacket, is this CF9-15-04. And here you can see that the price per foot is $2.74. So when comparing these two cables, typically most customers lean towards the CF5 because it has a cheaper price point per foot. Let's dig into why they are the different prices they are and what that actually means for the return on the investment that you're paying. So here I've opened a third tab and we're just igus.com, the homepage, and we're going to hover over tools, and because we're talking about cables, we're going to scroll over cables, and then the second option is the service life calculator. So we're going to click on that. Here we have the service life calculator landing page, and on the left-hand side is a screenshot of the tool. We're going to click on that so that we can enter parameters in. Now, the first cable we were looking at was a CF5-15-04. So we're going to select that cable first and take a look at it. Now, using some standard parameters, 16 feet for travel distance, 1 foot per minute for the speed, 3.28 feet per second squared for the acceleration, 86 degrees F for the working temperature, also called the ambient temperature. And then for the bend radius, I'm actually going to use this toggle bar down at the bottom between imperial and metric. The reason for this is because all of our E-chains that igus provides actually gives you the bend radius in millimeters in the E-chain part number. So when we're specific to a 50 millimeter bend radius, I want to make sure we're using the exact same radius that we would use in a standard E-chain. So when we click to imperial, you'll actually see that that automatically translates to 1.97 inches. So then, once we've checked the box, we're going to go to calculate. Here we see that the CF5-1504 PVC jacketed cable that we talked about will last roughly 1.9 million cycles. Now, if your application only runs 10,000 cycles per year, 1.9 million should be fine for the life of the entire machine. We're all set, we're done, we have our price per foot, we have our cable solution, all set. But what if we have an application that runs at a much higher cycle count? Say 1 million cycles a year, and you want it to last at least 5, 6, maybe even 7 years. Well, that's where the ROI really comes into play. Here you can see on the screen that the second option that we offer is the CF9-1504 that we talked about. And again, the price per foot is $2.74. So $2.74 per foot is more expensive than $1.62 per foot, which is what we have for the CF5. The issue is, with the CF5 you only get 1.9 million cycles, And with the CF9, you actually get 7.5 million cycles. Well, what does that mean? You essentially take the CF5 and see how many times you would need to buy the $1.62 per foot to get $2.74 per foot, or to get to the 7.5 million cycles that we get with our CF9. Doing some simple math, you can see that the CF9 will actually last almost 4 times longer than the CF5. So now when you're looking at the CF5, instead of $1.62 per foot, we should really be thinking $6.48 per foot, because that's 4 times the life. So for the same amount of life cycles out of the 2 different cables, you now have the CF5 at $6.48 per foot and the CF9 at $2.74 per foot. It's much clearer that CF9 will get you a better return on your investment. So to summarize, it's relatively easy to see what the ROI for your chainflex cables will be with our lifetime calculator on the igus website. Also, the price per foot doesn't really tell you the full picture of how much a cable costs, specifically for moving applications. And finally, there are other costs involved with replacements. You have the cost of downtime itself and the parts that you're not producing, that you're not able to any longer sell. You have the cost it takes to physically repair between the labor, the parts themselves. And then finally, the time it takes someone to do the research once you've got a broken part to figure out what the right part is as you are incurring the downtime costs. For more information, please reach out to your local chainflex team. Or to see ROI options yourself, click on the link below in the description. Thanks for watching.